Good morning everyone. Today's video is going to be very quick and simple. I'm going to be showing you how to use the new Perfect Entry 1 indicator to make profit, and we're going to go from there. See you all in the video. This is the Perfect Entry 1 indicator. You're going to see a bunch of things on the screen and we're going to go over them in quick succession. Pay attention. So, first things first, you're going to notice we have our magic fib. Now, you're going to notice there's two different colours. The reason for that, one, the yellow bounds are the full size magic fib. So when we draw a magic fib normally, and I'm going to jump up to the daily to a higher time frame, you're going to see that there should be more bounds. I have set this so that it only shows the two we're between, so that you know where the key levels are that we've come from and where we can go to. I have also taken the liberty of doing a mini magic fib, which is how we draw it normally, where we go from one major zone in the magic fib to the next. This gives you all of your scalping targets for when you're scalping or just taking small intraday trades. You can see that we have the ability to go from one zone to another and catch all of our retests and everything we need to know. Now, this is turn. You can disable it and enable it as when you'd wish. So if you are someone who's trading on a higher time frame, then you don't have to worry about it. You just click this button, and lo and behold, it disappears. All you then have to do is, when you're taking your trades, you'll just work from one to the next as you break through. Very straightforward. You just, as you're in between these two, you'll get this one. As you break up here, you'll get the next one up and this one, so on and so forth. As you can see that they've staggered up as and when it's closed and opened. Right, let's turn that back on. Now, when it comes to how does the signals work, we have two sets of signals. You have the planes and you have the moons. The planes are the short-term signals. Planes are short, moons are long. So you'll notice that there is a new full moon and a new moon. On top of the candle is going to be a new moon, and on the bottom of the candle is going to be a full moon. I needed opposites. A full moon and a new moon is a pretty good way of doing it. You're also going to notice two sets of planes. You'll have the planes underneath, which are taking off. Quite logical, they're going up. That's the intention for the chart. And the planes on top, which are going down, because the chart is going down. Pay attention, you won't miss them. How do we use it? First of all, if you're someone who likes zone-to-zone trading, it's really good for you, because we also have a bunch of alerts. Let's look at our alerts. Our alerts, what have we got? We have the mini fibs, which are break up and break down. How do they work? Every time you get a candle that starts above a zone and breaks through the bottom of a zone on the next candle, will give you an alert. So when price, in this case, breaks here, I would get an alert saying we've had a mini fib breakdown. In the same way that when we have a set two candles doing that and breaking up and through, we will have a break up alert for the mini fib. The same thing can also be said for the two yellow bands, which are the major fib alerts. So if we go back here, you'll see mini fib alerts, major alerts. That refers to whether they're the yellow outer bands or the little blue inner ones. We then also have the short-term signals, where anytime a bearish plane gets printed, one of these two, or anytime a short-term plane like this one gets printed, you will get an alert. That's this one right here. And then you have one for any moon, which is the long-term signals. And then you have any trade signal. It could be a moon or it could be a plane. If any of them occur, you'll get an alert. So any moon, any plane, you can get an alert from one signal. That's all of your alerts. So you have the break up and through, you have the break down and through, you have the breaks of the major and fib, and then you have your moons and your planes. How do we use it? First of all, you're going to want to know what the long-term trend is. How do we know what the long-term trend is? Well, you can see in this case we've got two moving averages through here. It's an uptrend. We can then drop down and go, well, the trades we're going to want to take in general are going to be uptrend moves. So you can take your uptrends, and then you just have to correlate your times. You can trade this most ambiguously if you wish, because you can use zone-to-zone theory to help you. So if you're understanding that, hey, we're running through here, we've rejected off of this zone twice, maybe I can take it for a short, then you see this, you could short it. If we drop down to the lower time frames, you'll see that there was more than enough signals to do so. You had 1, 2, 3 planes, 2 moons. You could have been taking it somewhere in there off of the rejection of a zone. Big question for most people is, how do you adjust the zone sizes? Well, you scroll through and you find this one. The zone is in ATR multiples, so you could make it big, like 1.5. You could make it 0.3, where it's going to be nice and tight. It depends what you're going to be trading. I'm going to recommend and give people a setting of 0.5 and 0.6. It's going to be a good setting for the majority of people on the majority of things. If we look at gold, for instance, you're going to see that that zone is going to be a little bit wider. You will see that for gold, my mini fib is still quite large. Again, I'm on the 15-minute time frame, but you'll see that the zone width is about right. You get a nice set of wicks in through here. You've got this wick that just goes up and taps it, and so does this one. And when it gets to the next line, you'll see very much the same thing again, just up and into it. If we jump to something like Bitcoin, which is obviously going to be a bit more volatile, you can see that it breaks through, taps things nicely, consistently, and we can go to NAS, we can go to US30. They're all going to do the same thing. You will find that NAS and US30 can be slightly large for your mini fibs because they have to take into account the volatility of Bitcoin. During the coding process, I had to give one of them priority, and I gave Bitcoin, so that print's a bit small and this print's a little bit too big, but you can always draw another fib in between if you so wish. If we go back to something like OrdCAD, you can see that it's printing perfect support and resistance levels. You see that we've just had a nice breakthrough up through here. If we were to jump onto a high time frame, you can see, oh yeah, high time frame is moving relatively nice and bullish. We can see that just from the moving average ribbon, where you've got those 2 nice moving averages. We can then drop down to the 1 hour and determine, we've broken through, pulled back and retested. This looks like a good buy. How do we get our entry? Oh look, we have a plane right here. We can go take our entry. At the end of the plane would have been ideal. I'm going to place it exactly here right now. I'm going to set my stop loss. In this case, I'm going to set it just onto the blue ribbon, and my take profit can just be set up to the next line. Nice, easy trading. If I think that we're in that much of an uptrend, I could just always set it to the orange box. Orange boxes obviously are the higher time frame where we're going to the large scale magic fib. So I could run it to the orange box if I'm willing to let it wait. In this case, I think I would probably just place my trade to the first blue box. Keep it nice and simple. The goal of Perfect Entry 1 as an indicator is to keep it simple. Trading's complicated enough. If I can keep your trading simple and keep you moving easily, then you're going to have a much better time of it. One final word of note, if this isn't giving you the signals you want, or it's giving you too few signals, there is a price action condition in there that you can turn off just by clicking this one button, and you're going to see that the amount of signals you get will vastly increase. As you can see, we've literally doubled in the amount of signals. You will need to filter them probably in your own other way. A good example for filtration would be to use something like BACD or Momentum Extreme. I'm going to give you some examples where you're taking them when you're on trend. So for instance, in this case, you might take only buys when you've got green in the center line of Momentum Extreme, or you might change this. I like this as a higher time frame, really long period for this, where you say I'm only taking buys from this point here, which you've had a fair few buys, most of them were pretty good. You did miss a couple of reasonable shorts, but if I'm safer overall, I'm willing to take that. And again, you would only be looking for shorts from about here, which means you would have got in this nice one just before this one. Some of these three here would have been iffy, but you get the idea. We're just here to filter it out. There's a couple good ways of filtering them out. But yeah, this is the Perfect Entry 1 indicator. If you would like access to this indicator or any of the Perfect Entry indicator series, then click the link in the description below. It'll take you to the WOP store where you can purchase and get access instantly. If you just want access to the Discord where you can come and hang out with us and talk every single day you wish, Click the other link in the description and it'll take you straight to the Discord. I'm Taylor, this is Perfect Entry, thank you for watching.